As soon as I posted the pre-orders, like the pre-orders for Crones went live, I got sales on that day. Smells really good. Hi, my name is Heyyyy Zealous. I am a dark fantasy and sci-fi author. Here are a couple of my works out, and I like to write about interesting things. The three things that I say inspire me the most are the parts of science that are borderline magic, the sides of nature that are downright terrifying, and whether you're religious or not, the sides of God that no one wants to believe exists. And today we are on to phase 2 of my book launch. If you guys haven't seen my first video, I will link it here. But in my first video was phase 1 of my book launch, where I talked about what I'm doing for my book launch for my new novel Crones, some of the content that I'm going to be implementing and putting out there to get people excited. And when did I publish that? When did I publish phase 1 of my book launch? At the beginning. Ooh, okay. I posted phase 1 of my book launch on August 1st, so at the beginning of August. And I told you guys back then that at the beginning of September, I will be posting phase 2. One, we will do a recap on how phase 1 went, what went well, and what I might be changing. And then I'm going to go into what I'm going to do more in phase 2. Let's go! I have to sit down because it is burning up. I don't know if you can see all of this glistening, because I don't sweat, honey, I glisten. All of this glistening on my face is because I got these windows open so y'all can see me in the light. And it's hot, but it's okay, we love the warmth. How did phase 1 of my book launch for my new novel Crones go, or is going? As soon as I posted the pre-orders, like the pre-orders for Crones went live, I got sales on that day. I got pre-order sales on that day, which was super exciting to see. It made me feel, it's just so affirming. It's just so affirming when it happens like that. When you post about your new product or your new book is releasing and it's up for pre-order, and people immediately go and purchase it because they want to read it so bad. The next couple of days after that, I didn't get pre-order sales for my book Crones, but I did get more purchases for my other novels, Royal Jelly and the Royal Jelly series, which is good, and that's to be expected. Like when you have a new book, I think that's a bonus. When you have books already out and then you're coming up with a new book, it usually drives people towards the work that you already have out. So that was exciting to see. It's always exciting to see. So how did I like pre-orders? If you guys didn't know, this is my first time putting my work up for pre-order. I guess I wasn't sure how it was going to go with my Royal Jelly series. I didn't have any of the books up for pre-order. I think just when I was ready to launch it on the publishing date, I launched it on the publishing date. But Crones is the first project that I actually had like a pre-order period for. And I've tried to do pre-orders twice before and it was not going well. I struggled with having my piece done on time, etc., etc. So this time around I was a little bit nervous, and so I wound up canceling those pre-orders because I was like, I'm not gonna put all that pressure on myself. But this time around I was more confident and I felt like I was ready for pre-orders. And I've been enjoying it so far. I think what really appeals to me with having pre-orders is, one, I enjoy, especially if I'm selling my own work off of my own sites, I do enjoy having people, seeing the amount of people that's interested in it and that wants to purchase a book, and kind of having a culmination of that so I can actually see what the numbers are looking like. I enjoy, yeah, that's what I enjoy. That's what I enjoy about pre-orders. I guess it just gives the overall process of publishing the book, it just makes it more exciting for me because you already have readers lined up and readers who have already invested money into purchasing your work. before it's even published. So that's just very encouraging for me. So I do enjoy the pre-orders. I do like having kind of like a deadline to it. Is much more encouraging, especially if you're still like in the editing process, or you still have things and little things that you have to fix about your book. I like having that I do like having that date where it's like, okay, this is where it's going to be published. But not only that, people have already invested in buying the book. So kick it into gear and get it done, because people are waiting for it. So that's just always very encouraging to see at any stage of when you're writing the book. Yeah, I will be doing pre-orders again in the future. I guess the only thing is I'm still trying to work out my pre-order system, in a sense, like how to get more readers interested in pre-ordering the book and what appeals to readers who typically pre-order a book. I mean, you have pre-orders, and I see a lot of times like in my comments when I'm doing posts on my TikTok and on my YouTube and stuff, they'll be like, oh, I can't wait to read this. This is next on my TBR list, or I'm going to go purchase this right now. And then they'll be like, oh, it's not available yet, but I'm super excited to read it. And then of course I have a lot of people in my comments who are like, I can't wait till this comes out. I'm super excited to read it in the future. I'm super excited to read it in the future. But these aren't readers who are pre-ordering. These are readers who want to buy it now and have the book now. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I guess the only worry about that is that you get potential readers excited about the book and interested in it, but because it's not available right away for them to read, and they're the type of reader who likes to have it available immediately to read, you have this fear that, oh, they're going to forget because the publishing date is still like a month off. So it's like this fear that, oh, they're going to forget, oh, it's going to fall to the wayside, oh, it's going to get buried under all of these other books that they probably have on their TBR list, and so on and so forth. So I guess that fear kind of lingers in the back of my head, where it's like, oh, what if they forget, or what if they're no longer interested by the time the book is published. So I guess I've just been navigating those thoughts and navigating those things of, okay, how do I get people, I still have to do some research on it, but okay, how do I get people to actually pre-order the book so they can have their copy set? What are things about what are the benefits of pre-ordering that pushes people to pre-order, that I can kind of market more so they can be like, oh, well, then I do want to pre-order. I also do have like a pre-order price that's 10% off the original order. So I haven't actually been promoting that, but I need to start promoting that now so readers can actually know that, hey, if you actually pre-order the book, it's at a discounted price, and after the book is published, it's going to go back to regular price. So I probably need to push that more and really advertise that the book now is at a discounted price, and that's the pre-order price, because that will probably get more readers interested in pre-ordering the book sooner. And just looking more into how to let the readers know the benefits of pre-ordering and getting more people interested in pre-ordering. I don't think that it's like a super big deal, but I guess I do like it, whether they pre-order or not. Well, I guess it does. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a super big deal or not. I'm just in the midst of experimenting with pre-order, how I like it and how meaningful it is for me in my publishing process. So yeah, I'll share my results as I get them, as I uncover them. So going into what I'm doing for phase 2 of my book launch. During phase 1, I was only posting 2 pieces of content a week, 2 pieces of content specifically dedicated to my novel Crones. My other pieces of content were just towards my other books or just writing and reading in general. So I am picking up the advertising to 3 pieces of content a week, so I can really start advertising the book to potential readers. The content that I want to start putting out there for this second phase is content that's going to go deeper into the story, whereas during phase 1 I did a lot more vibes of the book. I did a lot more character introductions, which was still pretty deep. I really got a good response with that, and I'm going to get more into detail with that. But with these pieces of content that I want to start implementing more of to get readers like deeper, or potential readers deeper into the story and into wanting to buy the book, I'm going to do more reading, or at least, yeah, I'm going to do more like live reading of the book. And I say live reading, I'm never actually going live. I've said that multiple times, but I'm never actually going live and reading the book. I'm just recording myself reading chapters or reading scenes of the book, and then I'm posting that. So I say live reading, but I'm not actually live, just to make that clear. I've really been noticing, going back to the character introductions and the overall vibes, I've noticed that the readers have really been loving the cozy vibes and the character introductions and going deeper into introducing them. So I want to go deeper into that. I want to go deeper into more of pulling the readers in and getting them really acquainted with the main characters in a more creative way, and getting them really playing up those fall cozy vibes too, since that seems to be a lot what readers or potential readers are really responding to, especially since once I publish the book, it will officially be fall. And I just went into the store the other day, and I was traipsing up and down the spooky season aisles. They already have spooky season stuff on display. It looks really good too. I went to Michael's with my mom. They almost had all of my money, girl, but it looks really good too. I know other people are starting to see the spooky vibes and the spooky decor and all that other stuff, so I'm right on time with really helping to get people acclimated to the autumn season. I'm going to be reenacting major plot points in the book and really just continuing to engage and bring people further into being interested in the book. During the launch, I want to post every single day that entire launch week, so before, during, and after the launch. I found that in the past, really making my launch day a very big deal for me and having tons of pride in it has also translated through my content and has made potential readers and past readers also really excited for the book and intrigued by it and have pride in it. So I want to implement that same thing again for this book launch. I think one thing that writers and authors often struggle with when it comes to like marketing their books and making content for it is that they worry about giving away too much of the book that the reader won't be interested in reading it anymore. But I find that the opposite has been true for me. I find that the more I talk about the book, the more I say what's in the book and the things that are going to be going on in the book, the more people are interested in reading it. And that's where I got a lot of engagement and pre-orders from these specific pieces of content that I posted on my TikTok and on my YouTube and shorts and stuff like that, where I went in depth about the main characters, the Crones, the witches within my story. I even posted an edit with me for 3 specific chapters that I had, where I went over exactly what was going on within those chapters and some of the things that happened within those chapters, and that got a fairly good response. People really enjoyed seeing that overall process, my thought process on it, and it intrigued them of what was happening in those chapters. I'm recording right now, Shira.
You're the one yelling at me.
You're talking. I'm back. And with this book specifically, I've also fallen into, I guess, the cozy readers rabbit hole. Although I know Crones is like a fall book and it's giving all of these fall vibes, I'm also about like the plot and the twists and turns within a story and like what's happening within the story and what the storyline is about that gets readers like hooked and interested in it. But I've also just been getting lots of responses about people enjoying just the fall vibes, like the cozy vibes of it, of grabbing a hot beverage and a whole bunch of blankets and snuggling up with the book. And I've stumbled up upon socials where it's kind of like, you know, like cozy gaming. Like there's people who love to game, but they only like to game with like cozy games, so they don't really have a specific storyline or plot or like a lot of action happening in it, but it is just like a laid back and relaxed game where maybe they're doing something repetitive, or just the overall visuals are just very comforting. I've come across that same thing with readers and books, of them just liking to read the books because it's cozy and it brings about an overall cozy atmosphere for them. I don't know, that was just like a new concept for me, so I'm really interested in digging more into that and really playing up those cozy vibes for readers who are interested in the cozy atmospheric vibes of a book, and that's what they really enjoy about reading. So that is phase 2 of my book launch. That was pretty quick, pretty simple, nothing too crazy going on with this launch, but I'm finding that a lot of things that I am implementing are working, and a lot of the simple things that I am implementing are working, so I'm excited to continue to see them work. So after my publishing date is when I'm going into phase 3 of my book launch, and I'm excited to share with you guys what I have in store to maintain my book sales. Bye!